Is Mitt Romney throwing in the towel? He's actually giving Trump some credit, and he's predicting a Vance ticket for 2028. What does this mean for the future resistance Trump is going to face over the next 4 years? And I think I have a better pick than Vance for presidential pick in 2028, as good as Vance is. Let me show you who I'm talking about. Yo guys, welcome back. Glad to have you here. Yo, let me know, with the Democrats' current identity crisis creating potentially a power vacuum and Republicans consolidating under an actually cohesive movement of individual freedom and liberty, how do you guys see the next 4 years playing out? And are you guys into like a Vance DeSantis ticket, or do you guys think this ticket I'm gonna suggest might be a little more interesting? Guys, let's check it out. Let's get into a video breaking some things down. Mitt Romney is praising Trump. Is he changing his tune? Is he throwing in the towel? Let's see, guys. Let's see what's going on, man.
Donald Trump won. He won overwhelmingly. He said what he was going to do, and that's what he's doing. I mean, people are saying, oh, I don't like this appointment or this policy that he's talking about. But those are the things he said he was going to do when he ran. So you can't complain about someone who does what he said he was going to do. And I agree with him on a lot of policy fronts. I disagree with him on some things. But it's like, okay, give him a chance to do what he said he's going to do and see how it works out.
Dude, is that an about face if I've ever seen one? Are you kidding me, man? That is wild, bro. That is wild. He's predicting a Vance ticket. Let's see, guys. Romney predicts a Vance ticket will be GOP 2028's nominee. MAGA is the Republican Party. I mean, honestly, dude, I hope so. I hope so, man. Look, a lot of us came over from the Libertarian Party when Ron Paul lost in 2012. And I don't know if it was all of us or if it was some of the base, the populist base of the right that kind of got our messaging when we moved over and just vibed with us. But yo, whatever's happening has worked, man. And I've been out here since 2012, since Ron Paul lost, and it is great to see some actual change happen, bro. Like, seriously, this neoliberal, neocon, Democrat, uniparty stuff has got to go, man. Seriously. Senator Mitt Romney, Utah, predicted President-elect Vance will be the Republican Party 2028 presidential nominee. Romney joined CNN's State of the Union on Sunday for his congressional exit interview, where host Tapper asked him about a pro-Trump Republican Party. Oh, MAGA is the Republican Party, and Donald Trump is the Republican Party today, Romney said. And if you were to ask me who the nominee will be in 2028, it'll be J.D. Vance, he continued. Wow, he sounds real sure. The Utah senator noted that Vance, who Trump chose as his running mate over the summer, is likely to be the next GOP leader because he's smart, he's well-spoken, and he believes in the MAGA movement. He is all three of those things, man. He is really all three of those things, and I believe him when he says he changed his tune on the MAGA movement. Seriously. Romney has been a critic of both Trump and Vance, which he said Sunday he didn't want to rehash. Since his critical comments of Vance, they have worked together in the Senate, he said. He noted in the interview that going forward, both parties will likely have to reevaluate their messaging to voters, particularly those who swung from the left to the right in the most recent re-election. Earlier this month, Romney delivered his farewell speech on the Senate floor. He called for bipartisanship and lawmakers on both sides of the aisle to work toward unity in a time of heightened partisanship. Yo, I really thought this guy was going to join a PAC, a think tank, and really start. I full on expected him to leave the party and then go full into some sort of neoliberal, left, Democrat aligned talking point head, right? Corporate establishment talking point head. It's interesting to see, man. Like, I did not expect him to throw the towel out like this and just walk off into the sunset, man. This guy, man, I guess we've really taken back enough of the cultural zeitgeist, man. Dude, I'm hoping we can shift this Overton window and get some of these brainwashed lefties back over to some classical liberalism, man, because, dude, I feel bad for them, man. Yo, they use the empathy of rhetoric to the rhetoric of empathy to take advantage of these people, man. Good people fall for this stuff. Maybe they're not the brightest, but they still got good hearts, man, and that's why they're falling for this stuff a lot of times, dude. But yo, guys, I got somebody that I think might be a little more exciting to me, a little more interesting to me than J.D. Vance. And don't take that the wrong way, because J.D. Vance has really won me over on this campaign. But there's someone who, to me, for real looks like a modern day George Washington. And maybe that's a little bit of hyperbole, but bro, I mean, dude, guys, meet the Kentucky Republican who beat AIPAC. And you can see in the picture I'm talking about, I'm a huge Thomas Massie fan. And I know I was also a big Ron Paul fan. And Rand Paul, for a lot of Ron Paul fans, guys, I'm not insulting Rand Paul. He's done some good stuff and he's outspoken in a lot of the right ways, but he toes the line. I'm not a big fan of that. Thomas Massie is the type of dude that I'm a big fan of. I like this Thomas Massie guy. Yo, meet the Kentucky Republican who beat AIPAC. I don't know. I love how this is just talking about how he's on an independent road. I'm not against AIPAC. Hey, AIPAC, guys, I'm not against you, okay? Seriously, I don't hate you guys. I love you guys. All AIPAC stuff, okay? Please don't come after me, all right? Yo, meet the Kentucky Republican who beat AIPAC. So many Democrats are afraid to stand up to the powerful pro-Israel group, but a Republican congressman has done so, and he just scored a big primary win, guys. And he's able to score these wins based off his principles alone, because they're popular with everybody, man. He's somebody who we love as classical liberals here on the right, and he's also somebody who can talk to the left in much the same way that Ron Paul was able to reach across the aisle. Rand Paul was able to reach across the aisle, right? In much the same way, we're kind of less offended by some of Bernie Sanders' policies than some other Democrats like Kamala Harris, right? In much the same way, on our side, Thomas Massie is one of those dudes, man. Seriously. Representative Thomas Massie, a Republican from Kentucky, speaks to, oh, that's just a picture. It is well understood that the powerful American Israel Public Affairs Committee is targeting progressive Democrat members of the U.S. House who have dared to object to the government's support of Israel assault on Gaza, including continued provision of U.S. military aid for defeat in 2024 primaries. I mean, guys, come on. How many of us also think we could spend a little bit less money out there? I genuinely think that Israel should have worked with our Special Operations Command for targeted strikes. They did not need to carpet bomb everybody. I'm not saying don't approach Hamas. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying, yo, we can get people anywhere in the world in under an hour with our military. And we are real good at targeted precision strikes. I'm just saying, yo, hit up your boy. Call us up. Yo, we don't need all the casualties. To me, it seems super unnecessary when you got a tool at your disposal that is able to operate with such precision. That's where I'm coming from with it, and that's why I'm like looking sideways at the whole Israel thing, and why I agree. Hey, let's not throw so much money at this Israel conflict. Let's come up with some more creative solutions that maybe are more targeted, like a scalpel. His name is Thomas Massie. He's a 53-year-old former local official from northern Kentucky who since 2013 has represented one of the most overwhelmingly Republican districts in the country. Massie proudly declares himself to be a true conservative and celebrates the fact that he enjoys the most conservative lifetime rating of any Kentucky congressman from groups such as the National Taxpayers Union and Gun Owners of America. Most recently, the congressman joined the Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene in a failed attempt to oust Speaker Mike Johnson. But on matters of war and peace, he often sides with progressives. Yo, and they're framing it as a progressive thing, but you and I, we know it's not a progressive thing to be anti-war and pro spending our money on improving our own economy and shoring up our own borders and approaching our own crime, guys. That's not a progressive thing at all, man. Positioning himself as a libertarian-leaning Republican, that's what I'm talking about, who opposes U.S. military interventionism and military aid packages for foreign countries, including Israel. That stance has drawn sharp criticism from neoconservatives in general who worry about the return of the sort of old-school Republican isolationism that reflexively oppose military interventionism and foreign aid packages, and in particular from AIPAC, who has objected to his many votes against aid to Israel, as well as his rejection of resolutions backing Netanyahu's government. Guys, man, look, I'm not against AIPAC or the ADL, man, but I think there's so many things wrong with how Israel is managing this war. And I'm not talking about let Hamas do whatever they want. I'm talking about different techniques and different strategies to accomplish the same goals. I really think carpet bombing everybody from behind the Iron Dome is a little lazy. It's a little unnecessary, it's a little excessive, and it's resulted in a lot of casualties that were not necessary, okay? And I think that that's okay to say. And I think a conversation around that is okay to have, man. And dude, come on, man. Dude, and that's why I'm okay when Thomas Massie comes out with stuff like this, man. Come on, man. Leading up to the Kentucky GOP primary, May 22nd, the AIPAC-affiliated United Democracy Project spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on attack ads against the incumbent. One such ad announced, Israel, the Holy Land is under attack by Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, and Congressman Thomas Massie. Yo, that's kind of offensive, man, to hear. That, come on, man. Y'all don't need, yo. Massie responded by calling out the attack ads, arguing that AIPAC, SuperPAC just bought 300,000 ads against me because I am often the lone Republican for freedom of speech against foreign aid and opposed to wars in the Middle East. And Republican primary voters rallied to his defense, giving the incumbent 3/4 of the vote in the contest against his two rivals, including former contender for the state's Republican gubernatorial nomination. Wow. Well, I mean, I guess the guy lost gubernatorial, and so he was like, I'm gonna go for something smaller. Still lost. Nobody likes you. Whoever that was, I guess he's some corporate. No one likes that guy. Dude, Thomas Massie's a beast, okay? Thomas Massie's an independent voice. He's willing to say things that are unpopular. Dude, this guy, man, dude, the way he handled his wife moving on, bro, was so manly, dog. Yo, do you know he built his own crib from wood on their property? Yo, this dude is #1 badass, dog. I'm so serious right now. Massie said the results were a message from AIPAC declaring on election day, AIPAC, your smear campaign on this American has backfired. He also said that the result was a signal to his party leadership in Washington. I don't vote for wars. I don't vote for foreign aid. That puts me apart from most of my colleagues in Washington, D.C. But hopefully my colleagues will see you can get 75% of the vote back home if you just represent those things in the Republican Party. What a badass. What a badass. Masson often speaks with his party leadership, especially when it comes to foreign policy. His willingness to do so has, especially in recent months, put him in the company of some of the House's most progressive members. Last month, for instance, he joined 13 Democratic representatives, including AIPAC targets such as Jamal Bowman of New York and Cori Bush of Missouri, and refusing to support an overly broad statement supporting Israel and its increasingly charged conflict with Iran. A statement that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, decried as an example of GOP's cynical effort to further inflame tensions, destroy a path to peace in the region, and further divide the American people. Just last week, when the House voted to rebuke President Biden's decision to withhold some military assistance from Israel as part of an effort to discourage a deadly assault against Gaza City Rafah, Massie joined the majority House Democrats in opposing the resolution. Massie's stances for years have drawn scorn. Okay. They're obsessed with AIPAC. I'm not trying to piss AIPAC off. Look, yo, he's not afraid to go against big guys, okay? He's not afraid to go against big money when it's against his position, when it's against his principles, and it's against his values. And he's got the balls and cojones to call them out when it's necessary. He's got the strength and policy and action to get it done so that he actually wins the votes and gets in office. Yo, he works on both sides. He reaches out both sides of the aisle. Guys, a Thomas Massie is going to be someone who's going to fight for our ideals in the executive branch. Not only that, he's not going to piss the progressives off enough for them to really rally against him. So even if these next 4 years go horribly, right, and they are pissed off at Trump, Thomas Massie is a great option to subdue their desire and motivation to pick another pick. Actually, if the next 4 years go horribly, they're just going to go Democrat just because it was a Republican. If the media bitches and moans for the next 4 years, okay, and things still go, if it was like 2016 to 2020, basically, right, and we throw Thomas Massie in, dude, it's dead. It's dead. They got nothing. And yo, check this out. Check this out. If we also do this, check this vice presidential pick out. Check this out. If we also do this, Kathy Barnette. Have y'all heard about Kathy Barnette, man? Yo, Kathy Barnette had an unsuccessful race for, I believe it was Congress. Yo, and she's a badass, bro. She's a badass. I really was hoping that Trump would pick Kathy Barnette for vice president, because Biden, Kamala Harris, and then Trump, Kathy Barnette, because, you know, Kathy Barnette is African-American lady or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But dude, that image, it would have, yo, she is with it on policy, dog. She is straight up with it on policy, dude. So healthcare. McCarran-Ferguson Act, as relevant today as when it was adopted, it declares that continued regulation and taxation by the several states of the business of insurance is in the public interest, and that silence on the part of Congress shall not be construed to impose any barrier to the regulation or taxation of such business by the several states. It stated that from then no act of Congress shall be construed to invalidate, impair, or supersede any law enacted by the state for the purpose of regulating the business of insurance. What's more important than your healthcare? Nothing. Yet we've left one of the most important aspects of our lives in the hands of bureaucrats, politicians, and lobbyists years after year. Okay, it's time for the federal government to begin to pivot away from centralized health. Basically, she's against single payer, is what I'm trying to get to. She's against single payer healthcare. She wants to move away from a centralized healthcare model. Okay, she's all about securing our borders. All right, Article 4, Section 4, protecting our borders under the U.S. Constitution. The United States shall guarantee to every state in this union a republican form of government that shall protect each of them against invasion, to include invasion of drug cartels and uncontrolled illegal immigration. So she's for securing the border, right? She's a real Republican. She's a real conservative. What do y'all think I'm clicking? I'm not clicking. Get this out of my face. What do you mean? Yo, she wants medical freedom. So that's talking about patient autonomy. She's anti-COVID stuff, right? So she's basically tired of the COVID restrictions. That's how that works. Yo, it thinks I'm clicking stuff I'm not clicking. Yo, man. Yo, so basically, man, yo, she's a non-interventionist, much like Thomas Massie. Oh, yo, this is what I was looking for, right? Here we go. The real breakdown. Protect our freedoms by upholding the Constitution. America does not exist as we have known her apart from the U.S. Constitution. Yet, as we have seen, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of assembly, freedom to petition, and freedom of the press have all come under assault. Banning critical race theory. CRT is evil. Race-based Marxism is making the long march through our institutions. Growth, and more growth. We can't cut our way into growth. We can't spend our way into growth. The current administration is attempting to. We can only grow our way into growth. This means revamping our current model and clarifying our economic policies. Yo, guys, this is classical liberal stuff all the way down. American energy independence. Bring back the pipelines. Pro-life. Support school choice. Mask mandates and vaccine passports. What does she have to say about that? Americans, with the advice of their medical professionals, must be able to make their own decisions as we face. This was during the coronavirus. Government forcing people through coercive mandates is not the solutions. I trust Americans have given good information to make good, well-formed decisions. Support the Second Amendment. Secure the border. Too long we have tiptoed around mental health. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Dude, come on, guys. Yo, Kathy Barnette. Dude, a Thomas Massie Kathy Barnette ticket. A Thomas Massie Kathy Barnette ticket in 2028. I'm just saying, dude, no one would be able to talk smack. We would sweep everything. Half the Democrats would be voting for it, and they would still be getting our conservative, classically liberal policies through. So guys, man, yo, if you guys think it's interesting, if you guys think that it's an interesting take on who would be a really great spot, guys, if we do JD Vance and Thomas Massie, personally, I think it should be Thomas Massie as the president, and then JD Vance another vice presidential ticket, and then give him his 8 years as president after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he'd be bad at all. I'm just, yo, this Thomas Massie dude, especially if it looks like the Dems are upset with the current administration after 4 years, and even though they did some good stuff, the media's been hyping up everything bad. Yo, if we're in that situation just like in 2020, I think a Thomas Massie Kathy Barnette ticket would take the wind right out of Democrats' sails. Literally, dude. Yo, anyway, let me know what you guys think. I know it's a slightly controversial opinion or whatever, man. I don't mind if you guys disagree. It's just the start of a conversation, man. I enjoy it, dude. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. And if you guys wouldn't mind checking out any one of these videos that you see to your left right here. I got music. I make music stuff, man. I think my song Truth Bombs is really good. Please check it out. I appreciate it, guys. I'll see you in the next segment.